Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is DMI Explorer 001. Automatic life support systems override is online and emergency AI systems have been activated. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is DMI Explorer 001. Automatic life support systems override is online and emergency AI systems have been activated. Hang in there, Commander. Don't you die on me.
Life support systems failing.
Analyzing
Not now.
Stand clear.
Commander, wake up.
Shock advised. Stand
Listen, you
clear.
stupid monkey.
Push to shock.
You're not gonna die on my watch.
Push analyze.
Increasing voltage.
Analyzing now. Stand clear. Shock advised.
Overriding safety.
Stand clear.
Increasing voltage.
Push to shock.
Welcome back, Commander. Now if you do that again, then you don't get a juice box. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is DMI Explorer 001. Automatic life support systems override is online and emergency AI systems have been activated. Our research outpost was attacked by MESR forces. The outpost commander was injured and placed in the Explorer by base personnel. I have been able to stabilize the commander, and am requesting immediate evac. Repeat, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Research outpost Bravo 13 has been destroyed, and I have the only survivor.
Copy that, Explorer 001. We have you 555. All Earth systems facilities have been destroyed, and a planetary-wide evacuation is underway. The starport's primary comms array was destroyed in the initial attack, along with all senior-level leadership. What's left of our support staff has already left the planet or is in hiding. I'm afraid that help isn't coming. The final order we received from command before the comms array went down was a general order to...
Signal lost. Welcome back, Commander. You were touch and go there for a while. I am Ari, your suit's integrated AI. It doesn't look like we're getting off the planet anytime soon. We are going to need to find shelter and get some power systems and the oxygen farm and the cargo hold set up before we deplete our resources. In the meantime, I will continue to monitor your life support while scanning for additional survivors. We are going to need to keep our heads down if we are going to survive this. Do your best to keep our signature as small as you can, until you're ready for a fight.
Alright, welcome engineers to Mars Rising. This is a brand new series, and this is the first episode right here at Sector 13. Now, we're pretty excited about this one. Like I said, this is a Modular Encounters mod. It is called Mars Rising. It was made specifically for the series. I'm really excited to play this. I know that this is something that's going to end up on the workshop, so you guys will get a chance to play it too. But let's take a look at how we started here. So in the story, we were the commander of a base who was critically injured and thrown in this vehicle where our AI drove us out to the middle of nowhere. And apparently, our base and the rest of our crew were destroyed. They're dead. So, we're the lone survivors. So that's a little bit of a downer. So here we are. Here is the survival truck. The truck itself is actually called the Explorer. And this is actually a survival pod for the mod. So you start in this. So this is pretty cool. It's got some buttons on the side. Looks like it turns some lights on and off. I know that there is like a custom skybox and stuff going on in this mod. It does get really dark. So lights are pretty important. It looks like we got objectives. Survive. Well, we might have to expand on that. We do have a survival kit. We might as well go ahead and top off here real quick. But it is a very, very simple rig. It is 12-wheel drive. If you want to call it 12-wheel drive. The front two wheels here turn. The back ones don't. These are all drive wheels. This thing's actually a pretty sturdy truck. It is literally just a truck. It's a battery. It's got a... If I jump up here, I can't use my jetpack. I'll explain that in a second. I got a solar panel up there. Looks like we got some spare parts up here. Pretty simple rig. There's no thrusters. There's no gyros. This is what you start with. Inside of said truck, if we come over here to the survival kit and go to the inventory, we start off with, well, real basic stuff. It's not too much at all, actually. Let's go ahead and grab the handgun just because I know that there are hostile infantry that can spawn pretty early in the game. So let's make sure that we keep ourselves armed. I do see some Gatling ammo. I'm assuming we probably have enough to build at least a Gatling turret, maybe. 80 power cells. That means we can build a large battery. So we're probably looking at a large battery and like a basic assembler, cargo container. I see some grids. Basic refinery. So literally just some bare basics. Looks like some solar panels, possibly like an oxygen farm or a wind generator. So nothing too crazy, but just enough to get going without having to literally scrape the dirt, which is good. Let's see, where are we right here? We're in a mineral patch. It looks like we got some ice. Ice. Do we have any iron? That's what we need. This all looks like ice. It's a lot of ice. So if there's something else besides ice here, it's too low for me to be able to see with this drill. Okay, so first things first, we need to find some iron. Now strategically, I'd love to try and get us in a position to build a base where maybe we can either be inside the cliffside, or at least with like our backs to a cliff or something. We probably don't want to go into like a crater or a darker area just because solar panels and wind are probably going to be a necessity here for us. So let's go over why this is going to be more of a hardcore scenario. Even though we're starting off with this cool truck and we do get to start with some base resources, we have no third-person view. That's right, no magic camera to see outside. We have to use actual cameras. And no jetpack. Now, I'm not going to completely disable the jetpack because in a previous playthrough when we were getting this all set up, I found I actually did have to have the jetpack for admin stuff in between, like cleaning up trash and just admin stuff having nothing to do with the playthrough. So I'm going to actually leave that on, but we are not going to use it. You guys are going to keep me on the straight and narrow. Make sure that I don't cheese it up and cheat. So no jetpack. No jetpack for you. And we have, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we got. So it looks like there is flares. So let's talk about mods here real quick while we're driving around looking for some urn. So we are running WeaponCore. We can't see that right now because this thing doesn't have any weapons. Modular Encounters, of course. We're also running Northwind weapons. That is because Northwind was the perfect weapons mod to add to the scenario for Mars Rising. It makes sense. It plays well into the theme and stuff for the storyline. It just worked out nicely. So it's also one of the best WeaponCore weapons mods out there. So hats off to its author. We'll make sure we're giving them full credit down in the details. And then for the most part, everything else we're running, it's just cosmetic or it's just video stuff, things like quiet tools, things of that nature. A majority of everything you're seeing on your screen, though, with the exception of like the colorful icons, this is actually all part of the Sector 13 mod pack for Mars Rising. So the UI interface down there, the voices you're going to hear are AI. You're not going to hear the default sounds from Space Engineers. It'll be our little AI, and she gets nasty sometimes. So if I do things like continue to try and mine or grind something when I got a full backpack, she's going to yell at us. So she's a little bit snarky. Let's see. Trying to think what else we got going on here. I mean, we could pretty much play into some of the other stuff. I mean, we got build and repair. We are going to be using build and repair. and we have AI enabled, so we can make some buddies. We can use a Bob. Now here's the thing about Bob. Although it's there, comes with consequences. So everything that we do in this game is going to have consequences as far as what we build and what we own. So we're going to need to be very aware of that as we play. Ooh, look at this. That's an interesting little area right there where it kind of dips down. Watch this be where the iron is. Silicone. Ice. I'm seeing ice and silicone here. Let's keep going. So essentially it works like this. Like everything that we own and everything that we build is going to adjust our threat score, our signature, if you will. The bigger the signature we have, the more stuff that Mars is going to send to come and kill us. So if we build too fast and we get too crazy and we start, you know, putting 1,000 guns all over our base, or we try to build like 10 refineries and 10 Bobs and all that stuff or whatever, what's going to happen is that the game is going to think that we're ready for a higher level of combat that we are not. Now, I have gotten a sneak peek at some of the spawns and what is capable of spawning in this game, and I can tell you right now, we want none of that. That'll end the series right quick. We're also going to try and stay closer to the ground. There's no rules that say we have to stay on the ground. But I know that in certain areas, if you go above a certain altitude, the MESR, the Martian guys, their Navy forces, they spawn in space, they spawn in higher altitude, so do the little hunter-killer drones and stuff. Some really nasty stuff. It's not meant to be balanced early game. So it's not that we can't fly, it's that we just don't want to do it right now. So we're definitely going to want to hold off on building a bunch of flying stuff, although we could probably do some low altitude, like maybe some miners, something like that. All in all, should be pretty good. Views without having third-person perspective, that's where it's going to get tricky here. Oh, I hate those little triangle glitchy things that pop up. Let's pop out here again. What do we got? More ice. So now I'm kind of wondering if this is where we already were. We gotta watch this. Now I know that if it gets faint in color, like see where this is like not as dark right here, usually means there's something deeper there. But what I want to do, just so we don't drive in circles, is let's just start marking this stuff. Just with some basic markings. We can always go back and clear it later. But with the exception of driving into the sun, which I mean, I guess we can kind of use the sun as a reference here. I don't really want to keep driving in circles. Let's look at... Oh, we got a camera. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Alright. Let's drive with this camera. We might even want to think about putting a camera that we can rotate. Like even maybe like a little turret or something that we can use to rotate a camera. That might be a good idea. So we don't have a crap ton of power either. We've got about 2 hours of power, so we got to make this quick. We're not going to hesitate at all. We're going to jump right into this and boogie. Essentially, to get right down to it, the no jetpack, the no third person, and this mod itself is what makes this hardcore. I didn't need to make it more hardcore for the sake of just making it impossible here. Iron. Yes, that's what we wanted. We needed iron, we found it, and it's pretty close to a hillside. Let's get this going. We're not going to wait or hesitate at all. We're going to jump right into this and go. So I don't want to be too close to the hill here. I think right in front of the truck here is probably going to be beautiful. Make sure that we're still next to iron. Ooh, I'm gonna have to be muting that microphone whenever possible. My allergies are going nuts. Try and save myself some effort later when I'm trying to edit. Okay, so let's grab some of this stuff. That'll be a great way to start. Let's go. Armor blocks. Okay, so we can change things up later, and we can make things pretty later. Right now, the first thing we're going to do is just get a platform up. Here, we'll do a ramp here so we can get up, since we're kind of sticking up out of the ground here a little bit. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Let's do a battery. I saw those power cells in there. So we'll throw a battery here. Okay, and don't worry about the respawn ship, guys. It doesn't actually disappear. I just haven't figured out how to make that go away, to be honest with you, yet. But we'll be good to go. It's not going to go anywhere. So grab inventory. I know I'm going to need power cells. Let's start with that. Let's go do some welding. I hate how I can't just grab all the components out of this freaking medical bay. This truck's pretty cool. You know, I think we're going to keep the truck around. However, I think maybe we'll modify it up a bit. I could see where it could be pretty useful. I like the design. Let's see. The rest of those. Let's see, we'll want some of those too. What else could I need here? Tubes. How about some computers? Like I said, we're going to whale through this real quick, guys. So this is just the same basic little starting platform you guys have probably seen 1,000 times. But we're going to do it again anyway. Let's go. Cargo. Like I said, this isn't permanent. It doesn't have to stay like this. What are we missing here? Motors, motors, motors. There we go. There's our motors, and then we're going to do that small refinery next. The reason why we do this small refinery next to the cargo container is, if you guys look, see, it's got cargo ports on either side, and that is important. That way we can actually put the next guy, which is going to be assembler. I always type ass when I'm looking for it. Basic assembler. Like so. And booyah. Okay. Let's bring our truck a little closer here. Sweet. Alright, so we got to power this thing. To power this guy, probably the best way to do that is going to be... I hate building these things. So what we're going to do is we are going to build a spiraling, messed up staircase. That's what we're going to build here. We're going to do that out of armor-plated ramps. Woo, I do not want to die. Dying on the first episode would be bad juju. Okay. So what I'm doing is, because we have this hill behind us, we want some clearance for a wind turbine. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do that. Ah, of course I'm out of steel plates. And she falls. Okay. So, I wonder if we still have some on here. I didn't grab the girders or anything yet, I don't think. Yep, we do. No, we're gonna need these girders. It's gonna ask for them, and probably some of those. I imagine. I'm guessing. So if I hug the corners I'm wrapping around, I can just kind of keep climbing. That is the trick to this. And then, like I said, this is not permanent. I'm way too OCD for something like this to be permanent. I like my stuff pretty. Let's go one more. I think it'll probably be high enough at one more. There's probably an exact number to it. Sure, if anybody ever watches these videos, I'm sure that they'll be like, oh, you could have did exactly this many. And yeah, I probably could have. But I say to you, Mr. Internet knows it and I don't. Good for you, because I should have taken the time to figure it out and I never did. Let's see. Alright. That should be far enough. And then if I type wind. Boom. And now I can cut these away. So we don't need them anymore. Don't have to have the biggest ugly thing sticking up out of the air. We wouldn't want it sticking up out of the air like that anyway. So, truth be told, is this thing will get... Oh, my goodness, I almost die. This thing will so get primaried. NPCs love shooting these things. That is for sure. Okay, so the first thing that I want to build here is... Well, let's take a look. First thing we need to do is we got to check our threat score. And we do that by typing the old /MES dot GTS, and it's got to be all in capitals. 43. So we got a threat score of 43. So we're gonna go ahead and build that. Build and repair. We're probably gonna have to do some digging to get it done, but we're just gonna slap it back here. Like I said, everything is temporary. Right on. Okay. So where do we want to dig? This is always tricky because I don't want to necessarily I need stone too. It can't just be metal. Why don't we go ahead and dig into the side of the mountain maybe? So I say this because I need the stone and I need the iron. But I also can't use my jetpack. So drilling a horizontal mine shaft seems like a good idea. Right? That's not too bad. Right down into the mountain. Right on. Alright, let's pick some stuff up then. We'll just kind of hold this angle. We should be okay. We're digging the Martian dirt. He gets us some stone. Righteous. It's a little bit of a run to get back and forth. This is going to be better though, because we don't want a bunch of holes all around their base here. So let's maybe do just 3 quick runs like this. I think we'll be good. And we got enough sunshine. I don't have to waste my battery even.
Listen here, dumbass. It's full. You can't fit more.
Oh, she's already cursing at me. Why can't you be nice to me? Okay. Let's see if we can build a better drill here real quick. Because I think that would probably be pretty useful. Yes, indeed. We'll go ahead and drop that one. And let's go grab another run here, but with the better drill. Now, if it seems like I'm racing a little bit, it's honestly because I am. I know it doesn't take very long before bad guys come at you, and we need to be ready. So the first couple test playthroughs did not go very well. I wasn't recording yet. I just wanted to see what I was in for, and I gotta tell you guys, I did not survive the first one at all. I didn't even survive long enough to be mad about the stuff that I lost. Second time I did better. I felt like I still lost, but I could see what I had done wrong and like what I could do better to get past it. So it wasn't that it was impossible. It's just like you can't really screw around too much. You gotta kind of be on the ball a little bit. Just why I don't want to do things like mess around with the basic drill. Okay. Right on. So let's go to production. I know we're going to need some tubes. What else do we need for this thing? Construction components. We'll do those two. 200 of those. What else did you want? Small tubes. It looks like some motors. Okay. Okay, we are almost functional. Give us those motors. More motors, please. There we go. Alright, now what's cool is that I can actually turn this guy on. We're going to let it fly, and we're going to say welding only, so it doesn't try to steal the wheels off the rover. For some reason they do that. We're also going to go right down to the bottom and turn that sound down. It's not going to stop the welded sound from stopping, but it will stop the annoying other noises. Alright, so while that's doing that, let's run back over here. We'll do 2 more quick runs. Kind of heading towards the iron here a little bit. Since it is so much faster.
On low power.
Alright. We'll drop this off and jump in the truck real quick for just a second. We'll check our battery here in a minute as well. Alright, so we'll back the truck up again here for a second and look at the camera. Just give it a glance while we're charging up here. And think about how we're going to do this. So here's what I learned my second attempt of a playthrough without giving too much away. Okay? One of the first things that I learned was that building everything above ground is a no-no. I mean, I got my butt kicked. Okay, good. We got that thing's optimal right now. It'll be even more optimal when it storms. We'll just get a mad amount of juice. It'll work really good. Let's do another run of this too. We want to be partially underground, but it's not. You're not perfectly safe. You can't just bury yourself in the ground. Because what happens is there's stuff that can get you underground. I don't want to give away the details, but there's a variety of different things that happen that will get to you eventually. So you can't just hide in like underground bunkers. That won't work in this mod. And it's destructive. Let's see. So I'm thinking we do want to try and safeguard some of our stuff underground, but not put all those eggs in that basket. We need to make sure that we got good resource collection and make sure that we got good point defense. Point defense is going to be important. But we're going to have to weigh the value of point defense versus knocking targets out before they get close enough to shoot, too. Ooh, Bob's reaching all the way out there and grabbing what we dropped. Look at that. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Let's keep this thing cruising on some base resources here. So like 500, 500. Let's do 500. Now some people don't like building resources up like this in the beginning. I find it actually helps me though. So, especially once we start touching the iron here in the hill. Yeah, so I'm thinking two things. Okay, one, the truck is a good idea. And we should try to protect it. Maybe even dig a little hole we can hide it in this hill. Maybe that's what this mine shaft can end up being in the end here. I think that would definitely be a good idea. But make sure that it has an easy way to go if it needs to go. So if we need to evacuate, we could evacuate. Because if we are smart, we can put what we just used to start this back in the truck. And then that way, we could just hide that truck. And if we need to run, we can just jump on that truck and we could run away. And we can start again. And then we don't have to be dead. So I'm going to classify a loss as no survival kit. So if we lose all of our survival kits, it is game over. Okay, right on. Alright, so that's doing pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay. Let's get... I want to get an ore detector on this thing, lickety-split. So I need, what? Detector components. And we can build those. I just checked. Not 100. We don't need 100. But build me just a few. Sweet. That's going to be important. I really wish this thing came with one. But I understand it kind of be cheesy if it came with it out of the box. So. Alright. So let's think about how we want to do this. Oh, sorry about all the noises here. I gotta readjust. I know when I was setting up the microphone and stuff for the series, I noticed that because I'm having to do this from the desk that goes over my bed. Long story, I'm hurt and I can't really get out of bed too much at the moment. And that's as much as I want to get into that. Let me move this around the mic. Hold on a second. Sorry. I know it's making stupid noises. Anyway, I got one of those desks that goes up over my bed. And so I'm leaning against the back wall, like with some pillows and stuff. But what happens is that like my bed or myself slowly slides down the wall and I just get further and further from the mic. So we don't want to do that. That'll make life hell for trying to do editing. We should try to keep our pipes underground. But we should build multiple structures that just connect underground. So that they're not actually connected above ground, just underground. That's a good idea. So probably a bunker structure not too far from where this guy is at. We'll have to dig down a little bit for it. But I think we can do that. That's doable. We need the resources anyway. And then I say once we're down like 3 blocks, 3 or 4, like 3 or 4 blocks down, at that point we might be down, I think we'd be down far enough to do like the first level of protection, and we need to start looking for probably some silver so we can do another survival kit. Remember, we don't want to tear this one out. We want this truck to hide in a hole somewhere. So let's do this. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is just give myself a ramp out, just to make sure I can get out. Okay. So we've gotten all the way around. That's pretty good. We just need to go one more down and then cut out what's in the middle. And we don't have to keep using the actual... I can start right-clicking and cut it out faster. But for right now, let's get what we got in here. We're going to leave the base to do its thing, but let's take a bookmark real quick, too. We're going to call this home. There we go. All right, truck. Let's find some... We know magnesium and ice was over there. I want to investigate what's on the other side of this anyway. Thought maybe the brake was on. Nope, we're just slow. And hopefully we have some nearby. That magnesium isn't that far. Sure would have been cool to have something a little closer though. Alright, she's the camera. Oops. But don't hold down shift because that'll rotate it around and that's annoying. Now I feel like it's not straight. Okay, we got ice. Ice, 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 ice. We'll try something here real quick. Where's our new biddy? Let's give him some more range. Okay, so we got ice down there. That is awfully handy. I sure like that. Yeah, so let's circle at about 1,000. I think that's a pretty decent range right about here. We're going to circle the base at about 1,000. See what we have within 1,000 of home. Woo! We actually got up to 30. Nickel. Oh, there's magnesium. See, that's why we look. This is why we look. That's magnesium 1,000 from home. That, my friends, is why we're taking a peeky peek. We still need that silver, though. Nickel, nickel, nickel. Silicone and magnesium and nickel. That's what's right here. Oh, we've almost made our circle. Oh, here's a patch. What do we got over here? Be something useful. What do we got? Silver. Booyah! That is what we were looking for right there. There's the hole. Right on. Sure, we'll be looking for gold here soon enough too. Okay. Okay. Time to go home. Righteous! Okay, I'm glad that we did the perimeter that time. Woo, we almost drove right down into our mine shaft. Sweet. You know what's cool is that I can actually tell this thing to collect all, throw out. I'll let it do that. There you go. And old Bobby boy over there can just pick it up. He is fresh out of plates. Let's see, let's go. Yep. back to the drill. It's going to be a lot of hand drilling here, guys, in this first episode or two. But I got big plans. We're going to build a nice drill rig. I got an idea for how to do a cool one. It's going to be sweet. Now, I'm actually going to switch to these heavy blocks. I know we're not going to have the grids for them yet, but we will. But this is how I want to do the foundations for all these. And remember, we're going to be connected underground later. Our temporary platform will go bye-bye. Okay, so we got to put one of those down. All right, then we're going to do our small cargo here again. This is where our survival kit is gonna go. Right? And then, you know, screw it. We're gonna do... So part of this mod is we get these cool DMI advanced blocks. And they are definitely more expensive, as you can see. It's 140. But they're about double. Which is cool. All right. And then we'll have to figure out where our downstairs is going to start. Let's go down to the next level. We are going to want, let's see, probably one of these jobbers. That'll be necessary. And then what I would like to do, actually, let's, before this battery has to start to get a chance to start going crazy here. What I would like to do, actually, is... Gosh, maybe we could do 2 cargos. I think what would be the most efficient here. Nope, stop hitting that button. That's a no-no button. Hey, you know what? Screw it. We're going to do another cargo. Or I could put my vent here, and I could put the battery on the other side. Now let's do that. Because I do want a battery. But I just happen to need this vent poking there because... Da-da-da! I want to be able to build some buddies. And to build buddies, I got to build a factory, and it's got weird ports on it. So let's do our battery right here.
Systems are functioning on low power.
Nice. Not the low power part, the progress part. is let's put our event controllers for our airlock. We'll put them right here. Event controllers. That's going to be the airlock control. And then while we're waiting for those, we can start setting these things up. I don't have to be a guy who's typing everything in capital. I don't have to be that guy. It doesn't have to happen that way. Okay. Indoor, outdoor. Okay. And then we say in controller, out controller. Whew, I gotta remember how to do this. On the spot, too. Okay, so for in, the door that we're going to be watching is going to be the out door. So we're going to go to here. Find door open. Outdoor. Okay, and then we're going to say gate. And the way that this works is... So when we say gate, we're saying this or that on our settings. So if I go find our indoor, like for example, I can say on and then off, and it's going to be one or the other when it detects this door change. Which I totally did backwards. I knew it was going to be one way or the other. How to do this? So I want this one to be off, and I want this one to be on. So let's try that again. Okay, okay. So when this is open, that's off. That's what's going on. Okay. And then when you close this one, that one turns on. Sweet. Okay, so I need to do this one the same way. This one is going to pay attention to the indoor. Actually, I could probably have it pay attention to the same, that same door. Maybe I should. Let's try that. So once again, we'll say look at door. I'll tell it to pay attention to the outdoor. Okay, we're going to say end gate. Setup actions. This time it's the outdoor it's going to be doing things with. We'll try on and then off. And if it's backwards, I can fix it. It's not a big deal. Well, I guess that doesn't really work. It has to pay attention to the indoor. I knew there was a reason why I had to do it that way. Now it's backwards. It was never going to be perfect. Oops. Nope. I want it to be on and off. I believe that was it. There we go. That's basically the cycle. That's how that works. It's just supposed to be able to make it so you can't go out unless you close the door behind you. That's essentially the process. But look, we did it. We made a thing. We made an airlock. Man, we were really going kind of fast here. What is our bob missing here? Metal grids, power cells, medical components. Well, you're not going to be able to make medical components right now. You can't make power cells right now? Nope, you just need a crap ton of stone, don't you? And I think that's where we're at. See how that did. Battery's done. You're missing metal grids. You're missing medical components. Factory's done. So everything's done that can be done. Charge up real quick. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, guys. Let's go ahead and put the top on our bunker real quick. And then after that, we'll call it a day. So if I go right in the middle, which is going to be about right here. That is actually, doesn't look like it, but that is, trap myself. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean it. That's the top of our cargo container, where we were just at there. So put that back. So we're going to want to build one more of those right there. And then we're going to want to switch to heavy. And we're going to switch to our heavy corner. Start the actual bunker top here. Whoops. Holy crap, we're all over the place. So... okay, throw cap. Throw cap. And cap. And a gap. Sweet. And because we have the ammo for it, we're going to put one Gatling gun down right here. Let's face it the other way. So it's going to need metal grid. But all in all, we are looking pretty good. Alright guys, so on the next episode, the plan is that we're going to go ahead and stare down to the next level down. And we're going to have to go do a run for cobalt, it looks like. I think there is some magnesium over by that cobalt too, so we can get a little cobalt and magnesium. You know, I might just go do that off camera. I can. I got a little bit of time left here, but our recording time is up in about 30 seconds. So I'll run and do that. I'll take care of that. You guys have watched me run around with the drill enough today, and I don't think we're going to see anything that exciting. So I'll take care of that. I'll see you back here on the next one. If you guys like today's video, make sure you give the video a like. And if you want more Mars Rising action, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That actually helps us out a lot. We're a brand new channel, and we really appreciate it. Hey, thanks for watching.